The final video of this series is Airport Procedures, Night Flying and Emergency. Number 150. What light gun signals indicate that you are cleared to land? Which light gun signal indicates that you are cleared for takeoff? The light gun signal that you are cleared to land is steady green. The signal for cleared for takeoff is also steady green. 151. What does a steady red light gun signal indicate on the ground and in the air? A steady red light gun signal on the ground means to stop. In the air, steady red means to give way to other aircraft and continue circling. Number 152. What is the procedure if you have lost communication with the tower at a tower-controlled field? If you've lost your ability to communicate with the tower, you should observe the flow of traffic, enter the pattern, and look for light gun signals. When you receive a signal, acknowledge it by rocking your wings. Additionally, your transponder should be set to 7600. Number 152. After landing without a radio at a controlled field, you must stop and wait after clearing the runway for another light gun signal. Or must you stop and wait? The answer is yes. After landing without a radio at a towered controlled airport, you are required to stop after clearing the runway and wait for another light signal before you are allowed to taxi. The signal clearing you to taxi will be a flashing green light. Number 154. Why would an airport rotating beacon be operating during daylight hours? If an airport's rotating beacon is on during daylight hours, it usually indicates that the prevailing weather is below basic VFR minimums, visibility of less than 3 statute miles, and or a ceiling of less than 1,000 feet. Number 155. What is a displaced threshold and how is it indicated? A displaced threshold can only be used for taxi, takeoff, and landing rollout. Displaced thresholds are indicated by white arrows that point to the runway threshold, which is a thick white line perpendicular across the runway. 156. What are hold short lines and how are they indicated? Hold short lines indicate the active runway environment. If you are at a tower-controlled field, you cannot cross hold short lines until you are cleared to do so. At a non-towered field, you should visually scan the area for traffic, then announce your indications before crossing hold short lines. Hold short lines are depicted by 4 yellow lines, 2 broken and 2 solid. The 2 solid lines are always on the side where the aircraft is to hold. Number 157. What color are mandatory instruction signs? What color are taxiway location signs? And what color are directional signs? Mandatory instruction signs are white letters on a red background. Taxiway location signs are yellow letters on a black background, and direction signs are black letters on a yellow background. Number 158. What color are taxiway markings and lightings? Also, what color are runway markings and lightings? Markings and lighting. Taxiway markings consist of a yellow center line and yellow shoulder markings. If lights are installed on the taxiway center line, they will be steady green. Taxiway edge lights are steady blue. Runway markings consist of a white center line and white shoulder markings. Runway center line lights are all white. The last 3,000 feet section of runway is identified by alternating red and white center lines. The final 1,000 feet section of runway has only red centerline lights. Runway edge lighting is white, except on the instrument approach runways. Yellow edge lighting replaces white on the last 2,000 feet section of runway to form a caution zone for landing. Number 159. What is a non-movement area? A non-movement area is a designated area where aircraft can taxi without being in contact with the tower. For example, the ramp at an FBO is often a non-movement area. Number 160. What is the first step when diverting to a new destination? The first step to take when diverting to a new destination is to turn to the approximate heading of the new destination. This will allow you to be flying towards the destination while you are figuring out exact heading and distance. Moreover, in the event that the diversion is due to an emergency, it is vital to divert to the new course as soon as possible. Number 161. What are the important calculations needed for a safe, successful diversion? After turning toward the new destination, calculate the exact heading and distance to the alternate airfield. Then calculate ground speed, arrival time, and fuel needed to get there. What steps should you take to determine your position if you suspect you are lost? That's number 162. First, if conditions permit, initiate a climb. Climbing will allow you to see farther, so you may identify a prominent landmark. If you cannot verify your position, visually you can triangulate using VORs, ask ATC for help, or utilize GPS if it's available. Number 163. How do you use VORs to triangulate your position?